Willpower is like a car. If your brakes are working well and you have a well-oiled engine, you are going to find it easy to get to your destination. But if your brakes are falling apart, and your engine needs an oil change, you're going to find it really hard to get to your destination. In fact, the safe thing would be to fix all of this before taking the car anywhere. The same goes for practicing willpower. To make the best use of it, you need to first fix the car before you can drive it anywhere. So how do you do this? Just like a useful car is made up of you working in harmony with the brakes, the engine, the steering, and so on, your willpower is most effective when you are working in harmony with your body, your mind, nutrition, and the environment. You must form these 4 partnerships. In our coaching of over 100 students, we have seen repeatedly that if even one of these 4 partnerships is suboptimal, the student doesn't achieve weight loss success for life. By the end of this video, you'll have an understanding of these 4 partnerships, a willpower evaluation checklist to test yourself against, and resources on how to start addressing these deficiencies you spot. Hi, Richard and Lucy here, nutritionists at CoachViva.com, the place for analytical thinkers to cut through the noise on where to start and when to level up, so they can transform their bodies and live healthy by default. If you too refuse to settle, hide from the facts, or cave to excuses, then subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified every week of new science-backed and practical videos to help you lose fat and gain muscle on your terms. Now let's get started.
The first partnership you must forge is with your body. When you try to lose weight, your body isn't just sitting there taking it all. It's evolved to view any fat loss as a negative thing, and it reacts to your attempts at it with resistance and counter moves. But you don't need to be at war with your body. Make your biology, your body, your partner in weight loss. Here are the 3 things on the willpower evaluation checklist for making your body your partner. 1. Sleep. If you get this right, you are not only far more likely to get nutrition and exercise right, but your body is going to be relaxed enough to allow fat loss. It won't cling to fat like a life raft. Why? Let me explain the 3 kickers of doom triggered by the lack of sleep. First kicker, you can't stop yourself. Activity in your brain's frontal lobe dulls. This is the part that helps with impulse control. Activity in your brain's reward centers go haywire. The kind of rewards it's looking for? Instant gratification, baby. Both of these together form the perfect storm to drive you into gobbling up lots of junk food and sweets. Let's put it in numbers. Studies have found that when you are short on sleep, you are twice as likely to crave high-carb, high-fat snacks and eat in much larger portions than if you had slept properly. Second kicker, your struggle to lose fat gets realer. You're already going after junk and sweets a lot more than you would have if you had proper sleep. But now your body is also stressed, and it thinks you need to conserve energy, so it hangs onto your fat a lot more than if you had gotten enough sleep. How do we know this? Researchers had a group of participants cut back on sleep for just 14 days and found that the amount of fat they lost reduced by 55%, even though their calorie deficit and everything else remained the same. They also felt hungrier and dissatisfied even after they had eaten. Their energy was zapped. So they simply stopped moving as much, not as much twitching or leg bouncing or walking, and major drop in motivation to go do any kind of formal exercise. Last kicker, you can't stop storing fat. Long-term sleep deprivation means you start to develop a sluggish metabolism. What this means is that your body's ability to process insulin, a hormone needed to change sugar, carbs, and other food into energy, aka carry out metabolism, goes awry. This means you end up storing more fat since you aren't able to convert food to energy as normal. Researchers found that lack of sleep long-term can drop your insulin sensitivity by more than 30%, which means your likelihood of storing everything you eat into fat goes up by more than 30%. So, first evaluation. Are you getting 7 to 9 hours of high-quality sleep daily? Second, stay within a 11 to 20% calorie deficit. Here's a table showing what studies have found to happen in different calorie deficits. Notice how the bigger your calorie deficit, the more your body freaks out and starts fighting you. It does this through 4 mechanisms. First, it'll lower your metabolism drastically to fight fat loss. Second, it'll burn fewer calories digesting your food. Third, it'll make you lethargic, so the daily movements you don't notice, like twitching, shaking your legs, or even feeling like going for a stroll, are reduced. This also means you're not going to feel in the mood for formal exercise either. And fourth, it'll pump up your hunger hormones, so you're consumed with thoughts of food and eating. Losing weight is all about finding the sweet spot of a calorie deficit where you make progress, but your body thinks everything is fine. Even if you're not tracking calories forever, do it for just 1 week so you get an idea of what a 11 to 20% deficit translates to in meal planning. So second evaluation check. Are you within a 11 to 20% calorie deficit at most? Third, don't fight hunger. And I mean hunger, not cravings. We made a whole video on what's the difference between the two, but real quick, hunger is when you have a physical cramp and you'd eat anything, even bland foods, to make it go away. While cravings are a mental want, and you'd refuse bland foods if offered in this state. So if you're truly hungry, go and eat. Starving yourself is another way to pick a fight with your body. It's normal to get hungry 3 to 4 hours after your last meal. If you find yourself getting hungry sooner than that, then watch your protein and fiber intake. So third evaluation check. Are you eating at least 0.6 grams of protein multiplied by your body weight daily? And are you getting about 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily?
Another partnership you must forge is with your food. You must make the transition from viewing food as your downfall to your partner in weight loss. How do you do this? By learning nutrition science, not fad science, so you understand the role each food plays in supporting what you want to do for the next few hours. This changes your relationship with food from a wholly emotional one to a practical one. Here is an excellent distillation of one of our students who wrote this after watching the nutrition module of our Badass Body Boss program. She said, "I think I didn't know in such simple terms the difference between nutrients and macros and calories. I think it was sort of more unclear their roles as well. It was so weird when you put it plainly how much sense it makes. 1. I'm hungry. 2. I can eat this piece of toast or this egg. 3. I choose this egg because it will make me full for longer. 4. If I'm going climbing, I'll choose this toast and the egg because the toast will help my energy with climbing and the egg will keep me full for longer. 5. I will have vegetables because they help with my digestion. 6. I will keep all of that under my calorie goal if I want to continue losing fat." So calories are for losing fat. Macros are for helping stay full and energized. Nutrients are for the body's functions. Exercise is for fun until I learn more about it. So simple. Do you see how foods become tools to aid you in doing what you are planning for the next few hours? A very important byproduct of this is if you remove moral judgment from food. Foods aren't good or bad. They are helpful right now or not helpful right now. Just like Richa talked about on how to make your body your partner in weight loss, this understanding will help you make food your partner in weight loss. So your willpower evaluation check here is, how many times today did I make food choices to best support the next 3 to 4 hours of my planned activity?
Another partnership you must form is with your mind. Let's back up and ask, when do you need willpower? It's when you want to choose a thing you know is good for you, but you don't want to. For example, let's take stopping eating chips at half a bag. You know you should stop at half a bag because chips have 0 nutritional value, but you don't want to. The key in that sentence is you don't want to. You're already in a state where you feel deprived and restricted even before you have stopped yourself. And yet, you probably know people who immediately stop after a few chips. The thought that they don't want to doesn't even cross their mind. They are practicing 0 willpower. There is no struggle. Once you get to this seamless state, you know you've formed an awesome partnership with your mind. Now, of course, that's easier said than done. To help you, here are 3 bridges we have seen work for our students. The first bridge is to watch our self-talk. Are you saying things like, "I can't stop," or "I'm a waste bin"? Stop, stop, stop. Your mind takes whatever you say at face value. These statements tell it that you are a victim with no control over your situation, and so it does nothing to help you. You're missing out on the number one thing your mind is good at, solving problems. Give it a chance. For example, do you often say, "I must go to the gym," and then most often not go? That's a command to your mind, and your mind is like, "Okay, sure, but I also don't want to." Now, you may have heard of affirmations and applied those, and you may have said instead, "I am someone who goes to the gym." That's more helpful. Your mind takes things at face value, so it believes you when you say you're a gym goer. The problem happens when you decide not to go anyway, and now your mind is like, "Wait, I don't believe you anymore." In all these cases, you're commanding or telling your mind what to do. You're not giving it a chance to do what it does best, help you solve problems. How do you evoke its powers? With questions. Try, "When can I go to the gym?" Now you've engaged your mind and it'll work with you to figure out how to solve this gym problem. Notice that as a byproduct, you're no longer at a point of struggle. There is no command. There is a question and the answer can be anything. The second bridge is to own your decisions. Don't send your mind mixed messages. Remember, your mind takes you at face value. So if you're eating a box of cookies, but then also thinking, I shouldn't do this, your mind is getting hot and cold messages from you. It's confused and doesn't know how to help. So if you're going to eat a box of cookies, commit to it. You know you're going to feel low energy and brain fog, but that's fine. You're committed and okay with the consequences. Just go ahead and have the box. No guilt or shame afterwards. Or when you're going to eat vegetables, own it. Go ahead and eat it with gusto. Don't be telling your mind, ugh, I don't want to, the whole time. Whatever decision you make, commit to it 100%. This, again, removes the struggle. You're changing your state from one of, I need willpower to make this unwanted choice, to, I own this choice. And the last bridge is to understand the deepest reason why you're losing weight. And this can't be only about what you want to avoid. It needs to also be about what you want to have. Let me give my own example. For a whole year, I had a goal to do pull-ups and planche. I felt people who could do that were badass, and the ability to do it got me excited. But my consistency was piss poor. I'd make it on average 1 out of 3 sessions to the gym. Then one day I was talking to Lucy and I said, I really want travel adventures. I want to hike the PCT, dive in the Great Barrier Reef, climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And that's when I realized it. What the hell am I doing training for pull-ups and planches? Our bodies are vehicles for living our life. What's your best life? And are your choices enabling you to live your best life? These were just 3 of the ways to make your mind your partner. There are so many more. If you're curious, check out our free workshop in the description below. Your willpower evaluation check for this partnership is simply, how many times this week did I feel deprived or forced to do things? You want to see this number trending down.
The last partnership is with your environment. We are not islands. As social creatures, we're highly influenced by the ebbs and flows of life. There are 2 ways to make your environment your partner. First, are you doing only one hard thing a week? Some weeks you may feel like the one hard thing is meeting your nutrition targets. But then when work becomes really hard, the one hard thing may become simply writing in your food journal, regardless of whether or not you're meeting your nutrition targets. It's important that you scale back intentionally when you need it. That's not failure. Remember, own your choices. Don't let your choices own you. So a willpower evaluation check is, do I consistently and accurately decide on my one hard thing every week? The second check is to understand your tendency. This is Gretchen Rubin's 4 tendencies. The obliger is someone who is externally motivated. The questioner is someone who needs a deep internal reason to do things. The upholder is someone for whom both external and internal reasons work. And the rebel is someone who shuns all restrictions placed on them. As you can tell, for each tendency, you need a different setup. That is, you need to arrange your environment differently. We did a whole video on how to set up your environment for each tendency for weight loss in this video here, so check it out. So the last willpower evaluation check here is, have I optimized my environment to match my tendencies' needs?
This was a whirlwind tour on how to master and improve your willpower by forming the crucial partnerships you need. But as you can imagine, there's a lot more to it. I mean, entire books have been written on this topic. In my free 8-day Willpower Mastery email course, I have distilled things to the scientific knowledge and practical tactics working for my weight loss students right now. This is a very important topic for you to understand, and if you're serious about lifelong weight loss, check out my free 8-day Willpower Mastery email course in the link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram, and share this video with whoever else you feel could use this information. And be sure to check out these 2 videos to learn more about how to lose fat and gain muscle like a body boss. You can do it.